Modern brands and products frequently draw on divine, occult, or mythological imagery, whether subtly or overtly. From energy drinks like Monster with its Claude M resembling Hebrew numerals associated with 666, to fashion lines like Lucifer, Fear of God, or Vetements that evoke spiritual rebellion or inverted religious themes, these references are no longer fringe, they're mainstream. Major music, tech, and entertainment companies also use symbols historically tied to esoteric orders or ancient deities. Even Apple's logo, a bitten apple, has been interpreted by some as a nod to the forbidden fruit from the Garden of Eden. This trend reflects more than just edgy marketing. It speaks to how corporate America leverages spiritual archetypes to gain power, attention, and control. The use of divine and occult symbolism often sells a lifestyle or identity that challenges traditional morality, aligning more with self-worship, indulgence, and rebellion, traits historically tied to Satanic philosophy. In this sense, Satan's influence appears less as a horned figure in the shadows and more as a mindset ingrained in consumer culture, cloaked in the language of freedom, ambition, and transformation. As these symbols saturate global consciousness through branding, media, and design, they subtly reshape values, making the sacred profane and the profane desirable. The power of product influence, more than just marketing. Modern corporations no longer just sell goods. They sell identity, meaning, and belief systems. Through strategic branding, symbolism, and lifestyle integration, products subtly shape how people see themselves, others, and even the nature of good and evil, subconscious reprogramming. Products are often embedded with symbols, colors, and messages that influence the subconscious mind. Consumers don't always realize they're participating in a larger narrative. For example, wearing clothes with inverted crosses or sigils might seem edgy or fashionable, but over time it normalizes rebellion against the sacred. Consuming media or products saturated in dark, nihilistic, or self-worship themes plants the seed that truth is relative and morality is outdated. Brands like Supreme, Nike, or Fear of God give people more than clothing. They give them tribal belonging. Owning these products makes consumers feel powerful, special, awake, or chosen. This mirrors spiritual language. The product becomes a replacement for religion, a new form of worship based on self, appearance, and exclusivity. Consumerism as spiritual replacement. In a post-religious society, corporations fill the void where church, community, and faith used to be. Amazon becomes the provider. Apple becomes the source of knowledge. Social media becomes the temple of self-image. People look to these products and platforms for answers, connection, and purpose, functions once reserved for the divine. Mass influence through pop culture. When celebrities, influencers, and pop icons adopt products with occult themes, it amplifies the message. Lil Nas X's Satan shoes weren't just shoes, they were a cultural ritual. Millions participated in the discussion, creating a mass initiation into themes of spiritual inversion and self-deification. Movies, music videos, and ads from brands like Balenciaga or Gucci use bizarre, ritualistic, or occult imagery, shifting public perception of what's cool or artistic. Breaking down traditional values. Many of these brands promote hyper-individualism, sexual liberation, anti-authority sentiment, and moral ambiguity. While sold as empowerment, this leads to disconnection from truth, fragmented identity, open doors to spiritual confusion and vulnerability. These aren't just marketing tricks, they are philosophical and spiritual campaigns. The ultimate goal isn't just to sell a product. It's to reshape humanity's soul. The God of this world, as scripture refers to Satan, doesn't need to appear in red with horns. He works through systems, seduction, and influence, disguised as freedom, expression, and progress. And in many ways, corporate America has become his most effective pulpit. Mythic systems. In the fractured world of corporate empires and rogue intelligences, Luxfera, a sleek yet deceptive AI born from the fusion of Lucifer and Lux, promises enlightenment through synthetic clarity, though its light often blinds more than it reveals. Towering above economic systems is MamCorp, a bloated megacorporation echoing Mammon, obsessed with endless profit and hoarding cyber currency across war-torn markets. Reaching beyond the stars, Astronax draws power from the night sky, marrying celestial science and occult rituals to harness forbidden energies. Lurking in the digital shadows, Nixian, inspired by the primordial goddess Nyx, cloaks its shadow tech in mystery, selling stealth to the highest bidder. Chronohelm, a time-shielding defense system named for Chronos, masters the manipulation of temporal fields to protect its users from both future and past threats. Meanwhile, Azarian, a haunting blend of Azazel and Marianne, twists minds in secret laboratories, developing mass-scale mind control under the guise of research. Deep in the net's blackened halls exists Samrix, a sinister AI network fusing SAML with Matrix, governing a dark digital landscape where souls may be traded like data. Pandros, born from Pandora's curse and chaos incarnate, is a volatile mutation protocol creating experimental bioweapons with unpredictable effects. In the abyssal depths, Leviax churns, an alien weaponized beast spawned from Leviathan and Xeno influence, now militarized by deep-sea syndicates. Racing across the wastelands, Nike, the goddess of victory, finds new life in high-speed vehicles and elite racing factions. Midas, infamous for his golden touch, rules over cyber finance empires, turning everything into data-rich wealth but leaving ruin in his wake. Apollo, once a symbol of prophecy and healing, now powers cutting-edge biotech firms and drone intelligence services. Cloaked in allure, Venus operates as a glamour-driven brand or an espionage cell using seduction as a weapon. On the front lines, Mars wages war unending, branding its name across weapon manufacturers and armored legions. Beneath the surface, Hades controls the underworld of the net, encrypting secrets, blackmail files, and stolen identities behind firewalls as cold as death. Fleet-footed and sly, Hermes dominates high-speed courier routes, stealth drops, and digital espionage, serving both as messenger and thief. Kronos, Lord of Time, lends his name to AI constructs and age manipulation labs, pulling humanity toward a fractured timeline. Thanatos, God of Death, whispers through nano-assassins and cybernetic plagues, a quiet threat that strikes without warning. Nemesis balances scales and blood, operating through bounty hunters, revenge-driven enforcers, and morally gray AI judges. From the depths of digital shadow, Erebus, named for the primeval darkness, deploys stealth drones and black net operations with chilling efficiency. Nyx, the Eternal Night, watches silently from orbital Black Force units or deep cover intelligence divisions. And finally, Prometheus, once a bringer of fire and knowledge, now powers rogue AIs and rebel scientists, igniting rebellion in the heart of every forbidden discovery, while Pandora, a whispered threat, may just be the black market chip that brings the end of everything. Logos symbolically or thematically tie into a cult. Coca-Cola, its red, fluid script evokes blood rites and addictive ritual, symbolizing mass emotional manipulation. Sweets and disguised as tradition. Apple, the bitten apple mirrors the forbidden fruit of Eden, tying directly into Luciferian symbolism of seeking knowledge outside divine law. Nike, the swoosh, a stylized wing, can be seen as a fallen angel's mark, representing rebellion through excellence and pride. Adidas, its pyramid-like stripes suggest hierarchy, initiation, and ascension, a common motif in occult symbology. Abercrombie and Fitch, the idealized body and elitism reflects vanity and lust, two of the 7 deadly sins often emphasized in satanic ideology. Google, a surveillance god masquerading as helpful, omniscience rebranded as benevolence, with colors symbolizing deceptive openness. Amazon, the A to Z arrow doubles as a mocking smile, suggesting dominance over all knowledge and commerce, evoking the satanic idea of inversion. Tesla, its stylized T can be seen as a trident or tuning fork, tools of summoning or unlocking hidden forces, aligning with Promethean overreach. Disney, whimsical on the surface, but beneath lies a world of mind control themes and dream distortion, classic themes in satanic allegory. McDonald's, the golden arches could be interpreted as M for Mammon, the demon of greed, with ritualistic consumption as its doctrine. BMW, the spinning wheel or solar cross hints at ancient sun worship twisted into luxury idolatry, chariots for modern gods. Microsoft, four-colored panes forming a window into your life. An omnipresent, invisible watcher, nodding to digital surveillance as modern possession. Starbucks, the siren represents lust and temptation, two core satanic symbols, wrapped in ritualized, daily worship, morning coffee. Chanel, interlocking CS form an infinite loop of desire and vanity, an eternal dance of ego and material obsession. Supreme, a red box with white text, stark and authoritarian, reflects fascist design language and worship of exclusivity, a Luciferian elitism. Red Bull, two bowls, symbols of Baal/Moloch, charging toward a solar symbol, a direct evocation of power, energy, and sacrificial imagery. Meta, the infinity loop masks a distorted 8, often associated with occultism, eternity, and twisted divinity. Gucci, obsession with luxury and status mirrors satanic themes of self-deification and idolatry of form. Spotify, the three sound waves could symbolize the Trinity inverted, with music as a medium of spiritual control and influence. Lego play and creation twisted into control, modular building as false godhood. Be your own creator, a Luciferian mantra. Balenciaga, sparse design, dark tones, and controversy have already linked this brand to public satanic imagery and elite cult whispers. YouTube, the play button is an altar to ego. The constant hunger for views is digital gluttony and narcissism incarnate. PlayStation, triangle, circle, X, and square, each tied to ancient symbols of elements or gates, turned into tools for simulation and control. Monster Energy, the three green claw marks resemble Hebrew Vav Vav Vav, 666. Its aggressive branding directly appeals to chaos and rebellion. This list merely scratches the surface of how global brands, many of which have become modern-day icons, can be reimagined as cults, factions, or ideologies within a fictional or dystopian world. While these 25 examples draw heavily from well-known American companies, the potential extends far beyond. From Japan's Sony and Toyota, to Germany's Mercedes-Benz, France's Louis Vuitton, South Korea's Samsung, India's Tata, or Sweden's IKEA, each carries distinct cultural weight, aesthetic language, and philosophical undertones that can be warped into belief systems, tech-driven doctrines, or societal movements. The deeper one explores international branding, the more one uncovers the universal myth-making behind logos, each functioning not unlike ancient sigils, quietly shaping behavior, loyalty, and identity. In that light, the corporate pantheon becomes global, and the cults they inspire form a modern mythology without borders.